Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having a Virgo Sun and a Scorpio Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, these signs are compatible by sign. Virgo Sun can be shy and reserved, and Scorpio Rising can be very secretive, mysterious, and reserved at the same time, very, very introverted. Now, as far as these signs go, I look at this as where you can have this Virgo, the Virgo energy. Sometimes, I mean, all signs have the positive and negative expression. On the negative side, when you look at Virgo Sun, they could be somewhat critical and judgmental when expressed negatively. Now, Scorpio rising can be somewhat caustic and sarcastic. So when you have this Virgo energy channeling through the Scorpio rising, it can come out. You could get like some of that Virgo criticism, but put it forth in a caustic manner. Now, actor Mark Harmon is a Virgo Sun with Scorpio rising, and I know this is just the role he plays on the TV show NCIS. However, as I've talked about in some previous video, or at least one video, is that I think when you have an actor or actress, a lot of times I think their personalities come out at least subconsciously through on the TV shows. They might be at least subconsciously attracted to roles that fit their demeanor. And I think on NCIS, I've seen there was one time Mark Harmon said, "Oh, what did I stutter or something?" So you kind of saw that criticism, that Virgo criticism, come out with the caustic Scorpio rising. And it came out in the caustic Scorpio manner. Now, this could be somebody that brings forth the Virgo in astrology. The basic, the sun sign represents our basic wants. And the rising sign or ascendant can represent the manner or method in which one attains these basic wants. Now, for Virgo Sun, the basic wants can be connected with industry, just being industrious, health, work-related things, service, being things connected with organization, and having things to analyze. And when I look at this could be somebody that puts forth that Virgo industriousness, perhaps in a Scorpio like thing, such as, for example, astrology, the occult, the supernatural. And renowned astrologer Liz Green is a Virgo with Scorpio ascendant, and I think it's safe to say she puts this meticulous analytical quality into her astrology charts, considering how big she is in terms of in terms of her being recognized, and in her notoriety she's received, in terms of the fame she's received and acclaim for being an astrologer. So it could be somebody that puts the Virgo meticulousness, their attention to detail, into even something mechanical. Scorpio rising can be mechanically inclined, and this could be somebody that could do very well in, for example, being an auto mechanic or refrigeration repairman, just repairing things using metals in general. This could be somebody that puts forth that Virgo, that penchant for detail. In other Scorpio like professions, perhaps forensic psychology, I could see this person being very good, astute at that. Something connected with law enforcement, getting to the bottom of things, detective work. You combine that Scorpio need to solve, that being enamored with mysteries, and with the Virgo astute and acute attention for detail. Now, it's important to look at the aspect that the Sun in Virgo makes to the Scorpio rising. Now, in many cases, there will be a sextile aspect. Now, let's say, for example, if you have the Sun in Virgo at 14 degrees and a Scorpio Ascendant at 12 degrees. This would form a sextile aspect, and even though they're sextile by sign to begin with, you would even have a more positive integration and blending of this energy, and it is auspicious. Mark Harmon has actor Mark Harmon has his Scorpio Ascendant making a sextile aspect to his Sun, and I think they blend in very well with him. Now, you could also have a minor positive aspect, a semi-sextile. Let's say someone has the Virgo Sun at 29 degrees and a Scorpio Ascendant at 0 degrees. Well, this is similar to the sextile aspect, except it's modified and it's not as strong as intense. I call it slightly positive because it's not as far as its strength. It's a little bit weaker than the sextile aspect, but still a positive integration and blending of these energies. Now, in some cases, you can have an out of sign square aspect, which is adverse and adversarial. Let's say, for example, somebody has the Virgo Sun at 2 degrees, and they have a Scorpio Ascendant at 29 degrees. This would form an out-of-sign square aspect, and this is adverse. And even though the signs are still compatible by sign, you would have, because of the aspect, this person might experience a little inner exasperation and tension. And due to the fact that what they're projecting outwardly, at least they feel, is strongly different than what is going on inside, regardless whether they're cognizant of these astrological placements or not. Now, you could also have a minor negative aspect, which is in this case, the semi-square. Let's say the Virgo Sun is 17 degrees, and you have a Scorpio Ascendant at 2 degrees. This would form a semi-square aspect, which is, it's adverse, but not as negative as the square aspect. It's a little modified version, and you could still have that little feelings of inner tension and exasperation due to them feeling misconstrued or misunderstood. So those are some things to look at as far as the aspects may go. Now, also, it's important to look at the house that the Sun in Virgo is posited in, because even if the Scorpio rising may camouflage or conceal or suppress the Virgo Sun energy strongly, however, the Virgo Sun characteristics can still figure at least prominently to some degree, depending on the house that it resides in. Now, let's say that the Sun in Virgo is in the 9th house. Well, this could indicate that this person shows us the strong Virgo premeditative energy, and this being very detail-oriented and scrupulous in matters connected with philosophy, with higher education, and in-laws, perhaps, if applicable. That Virgo critical nature may come out with in-laws, unfortunately, to some degree. And now, if the Virgo Sun is posited in the 10th house, well, the 10th house being an angular house, this could indicate that the Virgo Sun energy might come out a little stronger as opposed to the average person with the Virgo Sun and in a different ascendant, in this case Scorpio. And it could indicate that this Virgo energy, this organization, attention to detail, may come out strongly in matters pertaining to their career, their reputation, their public image, matters pertaining to authority. Now, let's say the Sun in Virgo is posited in the 11th house. Well, this could indicate this Virgo energy may come out strongly, at least to some degree, in matters pertaining to goals, aspirations, their friends, their acquaintances. And you might see this Virgo need health matters may be strongly connected with their goals and aspirations, but you might get that judgmental, that little critical quality might come out with their friends and acquaintances, unfortunately, and as far as the negative goes. Now, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having a Virgo Sun and a Scorpio Ascendant in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having a Virgo Sun and a Sagittarius Ascendant in a natal chart. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.